So I was debating whether to do this off the cuff or read from a script, because I don't know, I've just like with Say the Channel videos. Usually I just do them live, but now I think like now is a good time since to kind of record them. That way, in case of it's like, Mr. Streamer, what did I miss that you talked about, Mr. Streamer? So going into next year, I believe it's like year 5, 6, probably me streaming on my own on this channel, and I've kind of gotten to a point of where I just always feel like I'm in a rut, so to speak, where it's kind of just um I've kind of always like said the same thing every year and every year and every year while trying like the whole some consistency of whatever. But yeah, I think kind of like looking over 5 4 years, um kind of learned that like it was kind of working out, but at the same time it wasn't working out. Like, don't get me wrong, there was some high points of it all where I think like at the end of the day I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is going. And I think this year we kind of really got to see the point of like, oh my gosh, it's actually going, with an increased viewer count of getting beyond that like 7, so to speak. And I think that was partially in terms of like help from COVID last year. Well, not last year, even though it's still going on, the year before that. And so I think that's kind of sustained itself in a little bit. So, um, I guess that's one thing I'm happy about. Like at the end of the day, more people hanging out with more friends is always going to be the number one thing that I'm always happy and proud of. Um, and honestly, I would not want to change that for the world. And I know at the end of the day, like he's starting this off, like it seems like he's going to quit streaming. Well, I'm not quitting streaming. It's just I need to kind of like reassess what I've been doing these past couple of years and kind of making some changes around. And you might have previously have seen that, like even like looking down there, like I got myself a new overlay because I felt like the other one was getting very cluttered and like interrupting important spots of the stream. Like, oh my goodness, like this feels so much better. This looks so much good and minimalist, and that's great. So one of the changes that I'm taking apart this year is I'm gonna try and stream on more platforms. You might have seen that recently with me on YouTube or Truvlo. I don't know how to pronounce it. Never been good with pronunciation. I'm that guy who always makes a mistake when calling a kid in class. And it's pronunciation. And I'm always like, give me time. Trust me. I have a plan, like I'm Dutch Vanderland. So I think just kind of casting that wire net, because at the end of the day, I love Twitch. Twitch is great and everything. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy with my affiliate status at the end of the day, and it's nice for where it is. Like, honestly, I don't care about making a small profit, but I just feel like at the end of the day, if we were kind of looking at it as a whole, like a hole in the ground, it just feels like with the rise of popularity of Twitch, the harder and harder it's going to be, especially with the Twitch algorithm, where it's more favorable to the big ones as compared to the small ones. So that's why, first of all, I want to try to cast the net out wider. I'm also debating if I want to replace YouTube with Facebook Gaming, because all I've really gotten then was like Soviet Russia. Bots come in and say random things and use incorrect lettering. Like, why is the C in truck capitalized? Makes no fucking sense. At least if you're gonna spam stuff, at least spam it correctly. I know that was a little bit of a tangent right there, but whatever. Just texted me, Miss G. Oh, okay. All right, that was that. Second change. I'm not gonna be every day streaming, because part of that casting that wire net, like like you might have seen this, but I've done more like YouTube videos, and I think that's kind of something I really want to do. And I think kind of with being a variety streamer this past couple years, there are certain parts of online like, oh my god, this feels really great. This is live and in person, but I feel like I can do more kind of like with off stream, with editing and kind of along those lines. So I'm kind of looking at that angle as well, and that too, like it helped out with like the minimalist feel of it, because like in the screens you won't see any more of like the green screen effects, because at the end of the day it just felt like all I was doing was KO and not really any of it. And kind of like the 9 I thought about, that I always had on my hotkeys ready to go, like just looking at the usage, it was just like it's really just KO. And like when anybody says like the boys, I felt like it was kind of just getting in the way of the action and really being more detrimental to a point than hurtful. Like it was good at the beginning, but then it just became like, might want to take a step back from that. So probably gotta do that. Gotta still keep the same style I've kind of been going on with just like this chill, like stand up kind of attitude, so to speak. But try more variety games kind of off stream, as well. So you may have seen it already, you may not have seen it, but I also made like new banners and everything, and and like I said, I'm gonna be streaming less, so it's kind of a little bit of trade off, because every day I would do like 3.5 hours of stream and then pass out. So I feel as though like taking a step back and kind of doing that is probably going to be more beneficial in the long run than anything else, probably at the end of the day. I'm still kind of working on the weekend part of the final schedule, just because I know my girlfriend is always like, we gotta hang out. And just like, okay. And I know that she likes spending time with me and all that stuff. So I may just try to readjust from there and see how that goes and go from there. Let's see, YouTube, Casting Wirenet. Honestly, since I'm doing this off the cuff, and I know my eyes keep looking over that way, because that's where my computer is, and that's where I can see myself. So that's where that's going on. And it's just like, whoa, wouldn't it be funny if like I saw something later like, oh shit, and just like change my clothes to a different thing, which I think would just be hilarious. But I kind of want to like also get more into like the MMO multiplayer aspect of things, because I won't lie, like I really love MMOs, and MMOs are like something I play a lot offline. And so I kind of want to take like that idea of like finding an approach where I can both do variety and multiplayer at the same time. Like I've been enjoying New World. Like New World's been fun for me for the most part. Granted, a little bit grindy, and you know what, that's a whole separate video with like how I feel about New World. I think there could be more variety than an objective base, but overall I am liking the concept of it. So I'm not giving up. I'm just reassessing things, because at the end of the day I do enjoy this. This is very stress relieving, on top of like my normal busyness as a teacher, and it gives me a chance to hang out with some friends, make dumb jokes and whatnot. And honestly, I feel like Twitch has just, in live streaming, has been there for me to kind of keep myself steady and really help myself out through like tough times as well as like good times. And it feels weird just kind of in a weird way like sharing the life with a bunch of strangers, like hearing about everybody's everyday dramas, like one friend buying a condo and like them moving in, and that's just the little parts like I really enjoy and like, and like even we're in a bad place overall, like help each other out, make ourselves feel better. I feel like this is probably a good place to stop at right now. I feel like I've been rambling and raving for a little bit. So I'll see you all either in the next YouTube video or live on stream later on. Peace out.